for still?
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Aston Villa 2, Brentford 1, and Aston Villa sits second in the table. But I think a lot of people will remember that game for the scrapping that went on at the end. How did everybody enjoy that game? Pop it in the comments, because that game looked like it was going to be a real nutting affair until Ben Mee gets sent off for a poor tackle. And then the whole thing just went bonkers for a half-hour period. Went absolutely bonkers. And there's actually a lot to unpick with it. Like there was no yellow cards in the first half, and then the second half there was 2 red cards and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 yellow cards and 2 red cards, and it just went bonkers. And that includes one for Unai Emery as well. But I'm going to focus, I suppose, mostly on that performance from Aston Villa. We've gone and we've won 2-1 away at Brentford. We've turned it around. We've won losing points here today. And I'm feckin' delighted. I'm absolutely delighted. I don't care. There will be a negative spin put on this by everybody from whatever level of media that comes. There'll be a negative spin put on this. TalkSport will be all over this about it. Aston Villa failed to control their players. Aston Villa, looked like they were rattled at the start, and it took them until they were 11 against 10 to come back into the game. Don't care. It's happened 1,000,001 times with other teams as well, and they will not get the same scrutiny as Aston Villa will get in this game here. The scrap that was started in the goalmouth was all Brentford players' fault, 100%. And I've no idea why there was yellow cards given to Ezri Konsa there, none whatsoever. Then the scrap on the sideline, that's a completely different thing as well. But Paddy's here, and let's talk about the game, Paddy. We won't get into the fighting part of it, because Aston Villa 2, Brentford 1, and our charge up the table leaves us in second, with Liverpool still to play today.
Neil, I don't even know where to start. My watch is pinging here telling me congratulations on the exercise I just did, and that was just watching the match. I'm just... Do you know what? It all stems from the fact that the referee chose to let every foul go, and it played on with everything in the first half. If the two clubs, which they probably rightfully will be charged for failing control.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's normal. The PGMOL need to have a really hard look at the absolute clowns that they're putting out on the pitch, because he decided to let every free kick go in the first half. Whereas he could have slowed down and dictated the pace of the game, because there was fouls all over the place, and he got so much badly wrong.
I thought VAR got a ton wrong as well, Paddy. I thought there was a definite penalty or a definite free on Visser. He was pulled back by Alex Moreno. And I know that's like counter to what I should say, but like there was a couple of VAR checks. I was like, okay, now I take your word for it that you looked at it,
Well, it was for me, that was outside the box. But how many replays did they want? I guarantee you that if Leon Bailey rolls around on the ground after Ben Mee's tackle, they only look at one replay and he's sent off. So we were being punished by Leon Bailey not staying on his feet, and that's the way the game has gone. And the game has gone that way because PGMOL and all the fuckwits they put out on the pitch have caused it to go that way. They've lost control of the game. He lost the control of the game the minute he stepped out of his dressing room at 10-1 today, or 10-2, with his fucking his hair done immaculately, and completely lost control of the game. All he had to do was stamp his authority on the game, but he has no authority. And the one thing I noticed, nearly every Premier League referee that I've seen in the last 2 years has a FIFA crest on their shorts. He had none. I'm not surprised. He doesn't deserve to be anywhere near a game of football at that level. He's absolutely awful.
You're right. He was leaving everything going, and he created it as the game went on, and and then when he gives a red card, I suppose, which was a red card, let's call it, the Ben Mee tackle was 100% a red card. Like if you're sending Basuma off for that, you're sending Ben Mee off for that. You just are. And like after that, it just went sour, and that's why, Paddy, because there was tackles going in left, right, and centre prior to that. And I'm not saying that any of them were red cards, but some of them were probably yellow cards. And then all of a sudden, as I mentioned, nothing in the first half was punished And then the second Ben Mee gets a red card, it just becomes a free for all. Then after that, so it's and it shouldn't have, like, it ruined a good game. Now Emi Martinez doesn't like I will say this as well. Emi Martinez, not only for Emi Martinez to start pulling players up off the ground, specifically when Mopa is down on the ground and we're up 2-1 and it's in injury time. Emi Martinez stands over the ball and goes to the ref, "What's he doing?" And then lets the ref come in and deal with it. If he's delaying the game, if Neil Mope is down, he should be calling for attention for Neil Mope, or is telling the ref get him off the field or whatever like that. There was petulance there from Martinez as well. I think it's stupid, and I think he ended up getting a yellow card for his troubles in that situation. But he puts Boubacar Kamara in the situation where Kamara pushes a fellow away by the throat and gets a red card as well. So when you're looking at leadership and stuff like that, we can talk about the refs, and the ref was poor as well. But I think that particular incident was just stupid. I think that was stupid, and it was a team that was protecting their lead, I know, but look, we got a red card and a yellow card over it.
Regardless of whether you touch somebody or not, and it probably, I doubt it'll be overturned. It reminded me of the Ryan Mason one when Benteke held him like that and he went down holding his head as if he was dead. But look, it's if you're gonna give yellow cards or red cards for things like that, then Mopoy should have been red carded for striking Emi Martinez. He had no business being anywhere near him in that. He did. He made contact. Martinez didn't budge. Martinez was standing in the same position, looking at what Bailey was doing, and he made contact. There was nothing in it, but he struck a player. End of story. And look, let's not lose sight of the fact that we have come from a goal down.
Yeah,
with a
exactly.
Poor,
that's
unstable VAR system, refereeing system on the pitch, and we have managed to eke out a win out of this. So that's what we should be celebrating tonight, and we should 100%. Be happy with what we have.
And I think I'm saying with this as well, I thought the referee was poor. I thought we got a lot of the decisions though. I think there was other ones where he could have given us more, but like I could understand if I was sitting back now being, without my claret and blue glasses on and watching Twitter later on, I could understand Brentford fans being a small bit annoyed at a couple of VAR decisions, a couple of decisions in the first half for certain. The two scraps will overshadow an awful lot of that, but the ref was poor. And that's kind of what I'm saying there as well. The ref was poor. He was poor for us in some instances, but I think he was poor for them and more as well. But that doesn't take away the fact that we won 2-1, and I thought, and look, at the end of the day, those 3 points are going to be in the Aston Villa column. I'm sure that there's going to be a big, as I said before, I'm absolutely 100% sure that there will be a whole, what are Villa doing kind of piece that came out after Spurs started getting players sent off as well. It's just part of the machine that rolls on, and Aston Villa now need to move on towards Sheffield United, and they need to put, this game aside. We've gone and we've won 2-1 away from home, and we're second in the league. Everything else is pantomime, and it'll be dealt with fines. And I certainly won't be taking to Twitter to try and have fights with people who are going to be saying Villa are this or Villa are that. I'm at the stage where I couldn't give a shite what anyone thinks about them. Just roll on into the next game and see and take it from that point of view. But we've got the 3 points today, and that's the main thing. And I'm happy that there was a bit of fight at the end, not fighting, but a bit of fight at the end from our players, that we stood up for each other, because it shows that the dressing room was together. Specifically in the goal mouth, because the goal mouth was stupid from Godas coming in pulling players away. The goal mouth was stupid, and then that just erupted because all the Brentford players piled in. And look, as I said, that heats things up as well. Anyway, moving on to the game, Paddy. Pretty useless first half.
Look, I see your mate Dara in the comments saying, let's talk about a great Villa performance. It wasn't a fucking great Villa performance by any stretch. And it was 100% a game that we would have lost in previous eras, and that's what we need to be celebrating tonight. We had no right by any stretch of the imagination until Ben Mee was sent off to go and win that game today, because we were poor. We were so passive right from the word go. Albeit we did put a lot of pressure on the goal without really shooting or getting into goal scoring positions. But the goal came, we won the game. Ollie Watkins pops up with the winner. I'm so agitated by everything that's gone on in the last 15 minutes or so, or what it probably feels like about, because he played the extra 10, it feels like a half an hour. But I'm so agitated by that. I find it very hard to consider everything that went before it, considering how passive and blah it was. But we're here. We're into second place in the table. This is absolutely bonkers, and we've given ourselves that little cushion going into these run of fixtures that we can afford to slip up. As much as we don't want to, we want to go and beat the likes of Manchester United over Christmas. But there's so much we could talk about here, and to do it in reaction 5 minutes after the game ends is very, very hard to do.
And that's why. Yeah, that's why I had said we'll talk about the game, and then you came in and said, let's just screw this. Let's just go straight for the fighting part first, and we can get to the win afterwards. Can I show you something, Paddy? Can I show you something that might be of interest to you? And it might be of interest to the 770 people that are watching this podcast. And by the way, thumbs up if you do like this podcast as well. And thumbs up, subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Costs you nothing to do so. And follow us on Twitter as well. But can I show you something that might be of interest? I'm not sure if not a lot of people know this, but it's I think it's quite pertinent, and I think it shows maybe shows a small bit of how Aston Villa kind of have started to get on this run of form, because we're second in the table, Paddy. Look at the table. Go away, Pep. Don't want to see you down the bottom. Are you, Phil Foden? I know. I don't want to see the point. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. What's happened? The table here: Aston Villa second, Arsenal first, Villa, and then Liverpool 1 point off top, with Liverpool still to play. Let's just look at the home form. Look at that. Aston Villa on top, best home form in the country at the minute. But look at our away form. Remember I was saying we were in 9th position with our away form? Well, look where we are now. We're in 6th position with 4 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. And I know we've shipped a lot of goals within those games, and that's really where I suppose the poorness is coming from. But you know, Aston Villa are getting wins away from home and wins at home at the moment. But the big one there is Aston Villa in second place, 4 points ahead of Manchester, 4 points ahead of Man City, 5 points ahead of Tottenham, 9 points ahead of Newcastle, and then on to 11 points ahead of West Ham and Man United. So, like, in fair, and I left out Liverpool because Liverpool play later on today against the little-known team from Manchester.
Yeah, well, like that's important that you highlighted that away form. So if you average the 2, we still finish in the top 4. So happy days. I hope that evens that way out at the end of the season. But look, there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go, and we should be celebrating the fact that we're sitting nice and pretty in there, looking into Liverpool playing Man United, and we all know anything can happen in that fixture. Albeit, I hope
could be 7-0.
I hope Liverpool go and win and keep the distance between us and Manchester United, because they're the ones that are ultimately going to be fighting us for European spots.
Absolutely. And thank you so much to Sam Bentley. He says that win was for Wesley. £9 for your old number, not for our old number 9. Ben with me is another disaster waiting to happen. Controversial opinion. Ben Mee is a good football pundit, but we obviously have our previews with Ben Mee after the Wesley tackle. So I'm actually looking forward to Ben Mee going into punditry, because I've actually found him really good whenever he's been on. But Ben Mee, still that tackle on Wesley does still. But look, again, I suppose when we talk about that tackle on Wesley, not a day goes by whereby there isn't something that pops up about Matty Cash's tackle on Bentancur as well. And I know they're two completely different tackles. So I'm willing to leave that in the rearview mirror now with Ben Mee. But thank you so much, Sam. And Wesley will forever be in our thoughts. I can't even remember where he is on loan at the moment. Stoke?
I'm not leaving it in the past, because he basically finished his Aston Villa career. So I could not believe that that's the first time in 10 years he'd been sent off. And just what the world needs, by the way. Another fucking average footballer coming on the sideline talking about football. Fuck off, Neil. Will you give me a break? I've enough of them.
Paddy, we're 2 average footballers talking about football, so there you go. We want, you know, if you want people to be impartial, they should be on TV. If you want to come and listen to fans talking about football or ex-players, go and listen to podcasts by teams and their supporters, and that's how that works. But I want impartiality when they're on the screen, and I've yet to see any pundit be impartial on the screen, as far as I'm concerned. Except for Ben Mee.
Anyway, well, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him.
That's what I've said. Anyway. Kevin Murray says, Neil said it's pantomime. Oh, no, it isn't. He's behind you, Esri. He's behind you. There's a couple of shouts of that today. But yeah, look, there's a lot of getting carried away, I think, in I suppose for the last half an hour, it was just fever pitch. Like that was actually the definition of fever pitch, I think, for the last half hour. There it is, and I think we'll. There's temptation that we get carried away with the 2-1 win here, and most people would say let's not get carried away, let's stay grounded or whatever. But I think we should, and that's why I shared the league table there, is because if you're consistently afraid of success and you're afraid of looking towards where the table is now and celebrating where Aston Villa are now, and this isn't something I'm just saying today. I've been saying this since probably for the last 8 weeks, I would say. If we're going to be afraid of success, then we have no business being successful, So the team should be lapping this up. We should be lapping this up. Now, there's a classy way to do it as well. I do understand that. But we should be really excited about this team and we should celebrate it. And that's why I always say in the team sheet tantrums again, and I'm going on my soliloquy with regards to this, we have a right to be confident in the team sheet tantrums. At 45 minutes, I was looking going, right. Maybe we're not. Maybe this might be Unai Emery's first 0-0. Sorry, at about 40 minutes, this may be Unai Emery's first 0-0. That might be the best we can get out of this because things were going our way. But we fought back into the game, and as I say, with regards to this team, we should be chest out, and we should be, we should be putting our arms around this team, as I've said before, because it's enjoyable stuff. And not a week goes by whereby we don't score a good goal, or, we don't hold on to a lead with some great defending, or in this instance, don't have a massive brawl at the end of the game. So the games are interesting, and we should be interested in the team as well. And long may it continue, because as I said before, there's been a lot of times where we've been, even before we got relegated, we were trundling in the middle of the league under like Gerard Houlier's time, Paul Lambert's time, Tim Sherwood's time. We were just literally just kind of trying to keep the trap door kind of closed. And now we're not, and now we're looking upwards, and we should be happy. That's what I'm saying. We're not gloating, but we should be happy. And I did the Brentford podcast during the week as well, and I actually explained it better on that. I said, I'm not going to come on here. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to be super happy. And people are going to think I'm gloating about Aston Villa. But let me just put the marker down. I'm just so happy to be enjoying football from my team so much. It just happens that Aston Villa are really, really good at this minute in time. And that's the way it is. And I'm going to continue to be very, very happy about this, because no matter what happens this season, barring an absolute capitulation of a 15-game in a row loss, we will have achieved so much as a team, I think, by the end of the season, if we keep going the way that we are.
Yeah. I'm just trying to calm myself down here a little bit. Thank you so much, James. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, James.
Yeah, Mopai is a little shit, by the way. You're dead right.
Just taking a look at.
I'm seriously still trying to bring myself back down to.
I'll read a few comments there, Paddy, so that you can center yourself there. British Mick, who does the best Steven Gerrard impression I've ever heard as well. I was only thinking of you the other day, Mick, about the time I used to do and I thought about bringing those back, the voicemail pieces, and you rang in pretending to be Steven Gerrard, and it was absolutely hilarious. But British Mick says, I ain't suffered for 39 years to sleep on what's happening here. Exactly, and I'm the same. And we may not finish in Champions League positions, but if we're always afraid of, we're going to have a slump and we're all going to trundle out of these positions, but then there's going to be a perpetual cycle of never actually getting to enjoy it for the 6 or 8 weeks when it does happen, because football is all about putting a smile on your face, or it should be. And Villa should be putting a smile on people's faces, specifically people of the claret and blue persuasion at this time of year. So it's really good. Sam Barton Humphrey says, think we showed a bit of weakness there. We will be provoked now. I actually, that wasn't the one I wanted to click on, but I don't think we will, because I think Unai Emery will nip that one in the bud. I think that there was a lot in the reason, I don't think we were provoked for the goal-mouth scramble, and I think the one at the end was just a nightmare waiting to happen, because as I said, we gotten 2 goals, 2-1 up, and there was just passion in the game from both sides at that stage. I don't think we're going to be provoked now, but I'm wholly open to be proven wrong on that one. And C. Lion says, Louise and Tielemans lying deep against Sheffield United, hopefully. I'd probably bring in Dendoncker into that 6th position and just keep it as it is, as opposed to putting Tielemans in there. And if Tielemans is fit, play him further up the field. That's the way I would look at it, but I wouldn't be averse to that at all. Surely not. Where else are we along here? Chad, good to see you. You might see the two of these faces on Chad's podcast later on this coming week. Maybe on Thursday night. I don't know if I'm giving the ghost away there, Chad. But Chad for the Villa Forever podcast says Alex Moreno was absolutely magnificent. Yeah, he was very good today. And
I didn't think he had his best game today. I thought we've seen him play much better than he did today. Just to bring you down a peg or two. I know the two of you bloody love Alex Moreno, but he and that was largely down to the fact that he couldn't do that burst into the box because the bus was well and truly parked in front of it once they went a goal up.
Yeah, he could have scored a hat-trick. That's what I'm referring to today. Alex Moreno, he got into the box twice and he had two good shots, and then he obviously sticks the one at the back post as well to get us level. And I'm just delighted to see that, because since he's come back, he's played like a man with his hair on fire, you know. And don't set his hair on fire. It's most beautiful hair, but don't do it. But he has played really well, you know. Did he score in the Europa League, in the Europa Conference League game? Did he score in his last game as well when he played?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Still trying to digest what happened.
You need to take a blood pressure tablet or something, Paddy. I've never seen you this thrown. I've never seen you this thrown in a podcast that we've won a game in. The ref has really killed your mood.
Well, the Kamara situation now with Tielemans carrying an injury has me worried, and that's not where we should be. And look, Emi Martinez probably caused that by pulling him up off the ground. He probably should have stood over him and went, "Come on, ref, what's going on here?" as you said. And that's probably been the cause of everything that's happened. We got to get Unai Emery, who we spoke about last week, when my son asked me, did he ever get a yellow card? Fucking gets a yellow card today, so we need to stop talking like that. Yeah, it was just helter-skelter there for the last 10 minutes of the game and the 12 additional minutes as he ended up playing. But yeah, absolute mad stuff. I need to watch it back again just to get a handle on what happened.
Is that true? I didn't even know that. Sarko says, well, I presume it is true. Sarko says it's the club record in 2023, 25 wins in the calendar year with 80. I presume that's calendar year, 81 points. That is actually pretty incredible. That is incredible.
With another nine available.
With another 9 yet to come. Yeah, that's potential nine yet to come. 9 available, exactly, yeah. And Simon Webb says, just think we may be safe by Christmas, 40 points just around the corner. That is always the goal, Simon. That is always the goal, as you know. If we can draw our next 2, we should be safe. We'd be very unlucky to get relegated at that stage, I think, for sure. That's 100%. And Matthew Lang is still the same. We're now safe from relegation. All but safe from relegation at this stage, I think. I had another thing to go. I had another thing to go through there. Can't remember. I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it'll come to me here. Dubliner says he got the new top when I was at the Villa shop and said it's my lucky top in the pub. Never look back. I absolutely love that. Dubliners, you comment on every single one of our podcasts, and I never thank you for it as well. I never call. You know, it's usually after the event, so I never get to do it on the live one. But thank you very much. You've always been there. I always see your comments there, and I'm glad that you've got a lucky top, and it's the new one you got there as well.
Speaking of lucky tops, my lucky top is still going strong. We've won every game that I've worn this top, and I haven't washed it yet. So apologies to whoever sits beside me in the pub next Friday, because I can't wash it now, can I? I've taken it off after every game, but like, as my watch was telling me, I think I did a workout during that game, so it's not going to be pleasant.
Ujin Singh says Ali Watkins has 9 goals and 6 assists for the season. It's a serious return so far. And Bronte Koskinen, apologies if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, says wishing you all an Emery Christmas. Liverpool United are just kicking off now. Yes, Kolatov Mocktail says he scored against Warsaw. I thought he did as well, but as I said, that 90 minutes has fried my brain more than normal. And I wasn't 100% sure if he actually did score against Warsaw. So he's 2-2 on his return. Alex Moreno, lethal left back. That's what we're going to have to call him. Richie Ryan has given Zaniolo man of the match for his cameo today. Paddy, that like I have no idea who man of the match was. None whatsoever. Who would you pick as man of the match if you were picking one? I've zero idea.
Very hard to pick one of ours anyway. There's nobody standing out as man of the match. I could see it probably being given to Alex Moreno because he got that goal, or Ollie Watkins when he got that goal. Look, there was a lot of players in there, and don't let that be overlooked either, because a lot of players in there worked very, very hard. As I said, they parked the bus once they scored. They tried to hit us on the break and then parked the bus again as soon as they lost the ball. That's very hard to break down, no matter who you are. So the fact that we got there and broke them down twice and got 2 goals, albeit after the red card. But yeah, I tell you one thing, who's not getting any awards for his performance today, and that's David Coote.
This isn't the first or second or third time that we've had a David Coote kicking fest in this podcast,
and it won't be the last. And the annoying thing is when they sit down and look at his performance, they'll stand him down for the Christmas Eve fixtures, and he'll be back on St. Stephen's Day, or Boxing Day, as you call it in England. He'll be back for that fixture. You can be sure of it. Absolutely bang average referee. Absolutely destroyed the game today. Anyway, enough about him.
Standing on the word says Emery broke the Brentford duck to another hoodoo broken Super Unai. He just does it, like I'm genuinely struggling to think of him. He hasn't broken the hoodoo of winning the league yet, or the hoodoo of getting Champions League. So hopefully they're the big ones that we want, and hopefully he breaks those. I can't think of many more that he has left to go through. That so this is where Stato is needed. Stat to the chat, please. If you can get here to tell us what other hoodoos he still has to break with the club.
Pick my man of the match. There's my man of the match.
I thought he was good. Thought he was very good today. I thought he was good in both phases, going forward and going backwards as well. So I really liked it as well. Yeah, I really liked it as well. And Scotty also says McGinn kept his cool today. Don't recall him losing possession. I thought he was good as well today. I thought he came in when he was needed. He was in the game, and I thought he was industrious throughout the whole game as well. But we found it very difficult to be creative in midfield at times today, specifically when it was 11 versus 11, and then when the open space came after Ben Mee got sent off, I think we were much better. I don't know, Paddy. I think we're going to leave it at that, because we could talk for another half an hour and talk about nothing. And as I say,
we've a quiet week this week. Let's say that we don't play till Friday, so let's watch it back and be a bit measured, and we'll come back on maybe Tuesday and have a chat about it and chat about Sheffield United maybe.
Let's watch it back, and let's get a bottle of whiskey and do what we did last week, and maybe that's the good look on
a Tuesday.
It's Christmas. It's coming up to Christmas. It is coming up to Christmas. But listen, we're going to leave it at that, because we're getting a small bit incoherent here, but we're loving it. As I say, big thing here is Aston Villa are second in the league for the next 90 minutes anyway, until Liverpool and United is finished. And we should relish it, and we should cherish it, and we should be proud of Aston Villa. We've wanted stuff like this for a long, long period of time. So let's drink it in, as they say. And thank you so much to everybody who is being here tonight. We had nearly 900 on at one stage. And if you do like us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube, and costs you nothing to do so. And yeah, as I said, thanks so much for joining us. But we will be back again, as Paddy said. We have a bit of a break now until the 22nd. So we will be back during the week, and we'll talk a small bit more about this, and then previews and team sheet tantrums and everything else will follow. But for everybody that's out there, I hope you stay safe and healthy during this week.
Neil,
and
before you go, you threw me in the team sheet tantrum because you said you weren't going to be there when I come on the screen, and I had this thing that I wanted to say, and I wanted to wish all the best to Tom Lockyer, and hope that he makes a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Probably not see him on the pitch again in a short, but no doubt he'll get a hero's welcome and be a part of the furniture in Luton Town. But the most important thing is that he's alive and well for Christmas with his family, and I hope he makes a speedy recovery.
Absolutely, here to that as well, and that is something that we neglected to mention as well. All the best to him and to his family, and life is precious. Life is really, really precious. And that's why I say at the end of every podcast, stay safe and stay healthy, because at the end of the day, you know, it's what keeps us getting up in the morning. You know, it's what keeps us getting up in the morning. So, and thanks a million for that, Paddy, because I would have let the podcast go without saying that. But until next time, everybody, do stay safe and do stay healthy. And until then, during the week, all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.